Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Reclaimed American Podcast. So, in today's show, I'm not going to do an intro. I'm not going to do an outro. I'm going to keep today's show kind of short, sweet, to the point. And basically, here we are going into week 9. Actually, no, we're almost into week 10 of what I'm going to call the Baby T Chronicles. And essentially every week when I do a show, the first segment of the show, I'm going to give you a little update, let you know where we're at. And I'll be honest right now, both me and my wife, we're pretty stressed. My wife hasn't been able, she used to be able to get like 8 to 9 hours of sleep at night, no problem whatsoever. To be honest, sometimes I was kind of envious of her for that. But ever since becoming pregnant, and especially after being, I don't want to call it diagnosed as, yes, you're pregnant, but having a medical professional let us know, yes, you're pregnant. It seems like it's kind of amped up her stress levels, which means she has not been sleeping for shit. Going from 8 to 9 hours a night, now she's doing good if she gets a solid 3 to 4 hours. And the whole time we've been married, if she gets less than 6, it fucks her world up. So yeah, we're having tons of fun with that. And as a result, I was wanting to do a show on resilience, but instead I'm just going to give you a little baby update, let you know about the Baby T Chronicles. I'm kind of debating if I actually want to do like an Instagram for Baby T Chronicles. I think it'd be funny on one side, but the other end, I don't know if I want to put that much personal stuff out there. So, still kicking that one around. And if I decide to go for it, I'll let you know. But at the moment, it's just kind of a thought. So yeah, anyway, so we're pretty stressed these days. So far, we've made it to the ER twice. Both times they basically said, yeah, she's dehydrated, you need to drink more water. We've been having tons of fun trying to get her meds straightened out, because since she deals with anxiety, it's a pain in the ass trying to get her medication straightened out, because of course, one, we never had her on medications before becoming pregnant. But the doctor's like, all right, you need to not be freaking out from a panic attack, because every time you freak out, that freaks out the baby. So we need to get you on a level playing field. So she prescribed us this one medicine that so far my wife's tried taking it 3 times, and she's only taken a half. We've basically broke the pills in half. And even at that, they freak her out. My wife's never been one that can handle, that whole quote-unquote losing control of yourself in a drug-induced haze. And that's almost what these start to do. And the moment she starts to feel herself slip, she freaks out because she thinks something's not right. Something's going on. What's going on? Oh my God, am I going to die? Oh my God, is the baby okay? And it just creates this vicious cycle loop. And, yeah, it's interesting, but that's what I'm dealing with at the moment. And then also, we've actually been staying at my in-laws' house because of the fact that our house, we're trying to get it cleaned up so we can get it sold or rented or something. And we've just got lots of chaos, stuff everywhere. And also, when I'm gone at work during the day, my wife doesn't want to be alone. And, I've told her, hey, I'll drop your ass off every morning so I can sleep in my own bed at night. But for whatever reason, then she wants to be at her mom's as much as possible. Now, the catch-22 on this is her mom is not exactly the most emotionally supportive person in the world. Her mom grew up in a much different time in Costa Rica where you kind of had to be tough with things. And so here's my wife, and she's like, oh, my heart feels funny, or, oh, I feel like I'm going to puke. And my mother-in-law's just like, suck it up, pussy. Which, on one side, I think is kind of funny. But on the other side, it's like, all right, you got to be a little more understanding. You know, your daughter is not you. You're obviously a lot tougher. You need to be more understanding in that, she's got things going on that she's freaking out about. So she needs a little emotional support, And so, yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. So I'm going to keep the show really short this week. I apologize for that. I'm hoping that next week I can have everything back on a good level. I'm trying to get into doing a little more show prep, make a few notes about whatever it is I'm going to talk about, and that way it comes out to be a better show for all of you. But I will say this. First off, as far as listening to the show goes, you can still find me on a lot of the podcast players that are out there. But if you're listening to it and, through a friend and you want to listen to it on a player that you're using and I'm not on it, shoot me a message over on social media. On Facebook, you can find me at Reclaimed American. On Instagram, you can find me at Reclaimed American. And if you want to make sure you're looking at the right one, find the one that is a black and white American flag with a saw blade around it. That's me. I can't imagine there's too many others out there that use that logo, especially one that says Reclaimed American right across the middle of it. So, if you would, leave me like all of my social media pages. I was pushing on LinkedIn, but screw that shit. I don't have time for LinkedIn. So yeah, Facebook, Instagram, that's where I'm at. And if you would, over on your podcast player of choice, please leave me a rating and review, especially on iTunes. iTunes tends to be the most prevalent player out there as far as I'm aware. Leave me a rating and review. It takes all of 2-3 minutes, and it will greatly help me to continue this journey. I don't know if I'm going to continue the show in the format it's in. I might change it up, do a little something different at some point, but right now I'm enjoying the way I'm going with it. I hope you're enjoying the journey, and I'll see y'all next time.